Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for checking out this video. And I kind of wanted to do a review of the Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown demo. Now, I know what you're thinking, like, why review a demo? What's the point? And to that, I would normally agree with you. However, these days in gaming, as I'm sure we're all aware, uh, demo, beta, whatever, not much seems to change in terms of server stability or performance between the two. So I might as well get my concerns and voice them out, now, because as of recording this video, the launch is almost exactly 3 months away, and I think they have some pretty big issues that they need to fix before then. And I don't think those issues can be fixed because they're big undertakings within the 3 month period that they have. So without further ado, I kind of want to get into the meat and potatoes of this review. And so I don't really want to sound like a hater. I know this is more of a rant about the demo, but I'm only ranting about this because like I have a special place in my heart for Test Drive Unlimited. I played a lot of TDU 1, I played a lot of TDU 2 growing up. I mean, hell, like the casinos were so much fun in TDU 2. That's how I learned how to play poker. And I played Texas Hold'em. It's how I learned how to play all those games in as a kid because no one taught me. I went in, I tried to win the car in the casino, and that's how I learned how to play. So like I have a very special heart or a special place in my heart for this. Cruising around with friends, showing off my yacht. Finding my love for just cruising around. And it's all well and good. So I have a lot of love for this series, which is why I want it to do well, which is why I'm voicing my concerns before the game officially launches. I really want this to succeed. So a little bit, I kind of want to go over some of the pros first, so I don't sound, again, like a complete hater. There are some things in this that I do really enjoy, and for instance, it sounds good. Like the sound is fantastic. It's it's great. There's no concerns for me there. However, I mean not however, as well as it also drives good. I like the way the cars feel. For reference, in the gameplay you're seeing now, I am playing on controller. I do have a wheel, but it doesn't really. It's so old, it doesn't really work on my PC. So that's whatever. Maybe I'll try it at another point. But it's a super old like Thrustmaster Ferrari thing, and I didn't really want to bother with it, so I used a controller for this. And the controller feels good enough. I don't have it on the easiest setting to drive. I have a lot of assists turned off, and I think that makes it better. I think maybe if you're trying to use a controller, I've heard some complaints about the controller, but I think if you're trying to drive it with all assist on, just in general, it's usually worse for controller, just in general. So I'm assuming it applies. I haven't tested with it too much, and you'll see why kind of later in the video as to why I haven't tested it that much. Another thing I like about Test Drive Unlimited is, well, the TDU SC is a dealership to back. I think that's a fantastic addition. I think it's a staple of Test Drive. Get out of your car, walk around, and all of that. Now, I continue on with the video. I'm going to go into cons because for pros for me, honestly, those are the ones that stick out as the biggest pros to me. And I'm going to go over the cons now. And this is kind of things I really would love to see fixed. Some of these things cannot be fixed. It's just the way the game was designed. I completely understand that. And I just completely disagree with the approach. And you know what? That's okay. Have our differences in thought. I know why they did what they do. And it's money, which, makes sense. You got to make money in this world. But sometimes things get taken a little too far. So with that, I think everyone kind of knows what the first point is going to be. Is after saying that is it's always online, and that is, I can't think of a time that always online other than MMOs like say Destiny or World of Warcraft has ever really worked out in a game that doesn't need to be always online. I'm sure there are a couple success cases, but I mean the success rate has got to be below 10%. So the only reason, companies would do this is purely for money. I think it's a bad move. I don't agree with it. And I hope later in the future when they eventually stop support for this, whether it's a year down the line or 10 years down the line, that they come out with a patch to make it so you don't need to always be online. And with that always online, this also suffers from the same issue that every other always online thing has, and it has terrible, horrendous server issues. And I get that it's a demo or whatever, but when was the last time you played a demo with terrible, terrible server issues, and then it was fixed 3 months later for launch, or whenever it did launch? For me personally, it's again another extremely low success rate. I hope I'm wrong, And and this goes to say with the rest of the cons I have, I hope I'm wrong. I hope everyone could come back to this video on launch day and call me, "Ha, you stupid idiot, you were wrong." Like with my whole heart, I hope that's what happens. So with the server issues, I'm sure a lot of you heard of it. A lot of people just couldn't get into the game. Period. I remember when I first got the demo, like a day or a couple days after the demo released on Steam. I'm playing this on PC, by the way. That's where the demo is, and I couldn't even get in the game. It took me 5 or 6 attempts. So I was sitting there for 10 minutes just trying to get in, and like all the other always online things or big new releases, you couldn't get in. So that kind of sucked. And also with server issues, me trying to start races, I have to try and start a race because of the always online thing again. I have to try and start a race like 7 or 8 times before I could actually get into the race. And it made no sense because it's not like I was finding players either. I think I had 1 or maybe 2 races in total where it found one other person. So I'm not really sure, what's going on there, but whatever's happening, it's not good. It's not good experience for a demo. This is already super, super worrying. Even though it is a demo, I get it, but it's still super worrying. And even though, like I said, it is demo, I'm done giving companies the benefit of the doubt. Either release their give us a working product, or don't give it to us at all. Demos are meant to be small bugs, not catastrophic server errors. So there there is that. And along with server errors, like I said, I did a lot of races, one person, maybe two, and then also when it came to the map, like when you're just cruising around, other people driving around. I think on the map, whenever I opened it, I saw at most 2 other people driving around. So there's something going on there. I'm not sure if they're just having terrible server allocation and like trying to put 3 people per server and they're running out of servers, or if their servers just suck. I'm not totally sure. It could be either or. I don't work there. I don't know. So really, that's enough about the servers. I could go on and on and on about the servers, as you probably can and probably should for games that are always online. However, for the sake of this video, I'm going to be moving on. And next up on the topic is kind of still performance related. Well, it is very much performance related. So this game looks good, as you can see in the background, or in the, I guess, the gameplay. It looks pretty good. I mean, it looks okay. I'm gonna be honest. I have a Ryzen 7 5800X and an RTX 3070 with 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and I also have this game installed on an NVMe drive. So by no means is my PC a potato or even mid-range. This is like not the highest tier, obviously, but this is definitely among like the top 10% of PCs out there. And I'm not saying this to like brag, like, oh my god, let me list off my specs, my PC. That is to say that this game is running at medium settings, and my PC is struggling to get above 60 frames. Now, some of that could be the recording, and it probably is the recording. Not probably. It definitely is the recording. Some of that is the issue. However, with a PC like this on medium settings, I should be able to easily record it easily and get like 100+ frames. It's kind of ridiculous. And it wasn't a VSync issue. I have 165 hertz, I think, monitor. And it's not, I didn't have a frame rate capped or anything. It's the game just struggled to perform. And that to me is another huge issue. Because like, if my PC is struggling like this, people are going to be struggling setting all the settings to low. Now again, like I said, not to say that medium settings look bad. They look okay, but they don't look good enough to warrant this heavy of a performance hit or this trash of performance. I'll just be honest. And another thing with performance is they cut out, like, there's no pedestrians, as you can see. That's to save on performance. So if there are pedestrians, I would hate to see how this game performs. I don't understand. And I'll kind of bring up the comparison to like Grand Theft Auto. And I get Grand Theft Auto has a lot more money, a lot more people to work with and all that. But I'm not sure how that old of a game can perform so much better with so much more going on, with just about the same kind of visual quality, maybe a little less reflections, and just perform so much better. It's just, this performance is, to me, it's gonna sound a little harsh, but this performance to me is inexcusable, and it's something I really hope gets fixed for launch. So next up, I know they said they'd add it later, but the whole not having houses at launch, which was a big part of both test drives, previous test drives, is kind of a letdown. Because up to this point, we've been told the game's ready when it's ready. It'll release when it's ready, and at the state it's in now, it's not ready. It's not ready. We've already cut a whole bunch of things out that people wanted from the release, whether they're cut completely or will be released later. I'm just, to be honest, I'm gonna sound, I know I'm sounding like a hater, but I'm just not sure what's going on here. And a lot of people or a lot of people covering content in this, or maybe people on forums, or I'm gonna be honest here, they're kind of glazing this game. I like, as much as I would love to, as much as I would love to be, hey, I'm gonna be the biggest stand for this. I love it. I'm just, I'm kind of over the gaming industry. I'm opening my eyes and seeing things for what they are, and for what this is. Seeing this for what it is it's mid. I'm gonna be honest. It's right now at best it's mid, and it's kind of heartbreaking. So the last thing I want to cover here is the multiple editions on early launch, which is, a lot of companies do it, but I I can't get behind it. I'll never get behind it. People will say, "Oh, you're supporting the company," and I'm done supporting mid games that are always online, with battle passes and all that. They try to emulate games like Fortnite with their battle pass, but just don't put half the effort into it. So I'm not totally sure. So there's multiple additions to the game if you didn't know on launch. This has nothing to do with gameplay per se, so that's why I saved it for last. And if you get obviously the more you spend, the more perks or whatever you get. Maybe you get the battle pass with it. Maybe you get early access to the game, which isn't really early access. The game releases on that day. Like whatever you get, like that's a day one patch, whatever. And then everyone else just gets it late because you didn't pay for it. That's what it is. People can try and say whatever they want to say, but that's at the end of the day, that's what it is. And as long as it's not pay to win, I'm totally fine. And it doesn't look like it's a pay to win thing. Like if you get a couple extra cosmetics, maybe a couple extra cars you don't have to pay for, but are still unlockable just by playing the game on the base edition. So as long as it's not pay to win and those cars aren't extremely overpowered with like special upgrades or anything, I'm not totally sure. But as long as it's not pay to win, like I keep saying, that's it's kind of whatever, but it doesn't excuse the fact that it's still trash. And I'm not gonna support it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm excited for it, even though I'm gonna probably still gonna get the game. I'll probably still cover content for it, but I'm not paying the extra money for it because I have a feeling I'm not sure how long I'll be playing this game. And that's my honest review of the demo. I know I really sound like a hater there, and I'm not really hating. I'm trying to give constructive criticism and trying to get answers from, otherwise not, or people who just like aren't answering. So at the end of the day, it kind of concludes my review more. So it's more like a rant, but I'm trying not to be a hater. I want it to be more constructive criticism. I think I want it to be really huge core issues. I think I don't speak for everyone. I know that no one's come to me. I don't have a survey of 10,000 people saying, "Hey, we want these things fixed." But I feel like I'm taking a pretty level-headed approach to this and saying, I think just about everyone would appreciate if these things were addressed. So yeah, I had pros, cons, and all that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, dislike, do whatever. And like I said, I hope once release day comes, you guys or myself can come back to this video and say, "Ha, you were wrong, idiot. Eat this dislike button." That's what I hope happens. But I'll be honest, I am not going to be holding my breath. So yeah, I'll see you guys on another test drive video once this thing releases, and I'll probably give my official game review. We'll see how much it changes. See you.